Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with it's his BICH, his back issue comic haul. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've done one, but, life gets busy. You just want to take some time, step away for a little bit. I haven't stopped by, and I probably bought about 4 long boxes worth of stuff. Fighting a cold right now, so I'm going to try to get through this here. Wanted to see if I just want to try to file some of this stuff away. So out of the 4 long boxes, I'd like to show you about a long box worth of it. So I think you'll find it interesting and cool possibly. So probably the 2 biggest things that has happened in my life and in collecting. First one in life is that I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to adopt the foster children that have been in our life for the last year and a half or so. So I'm blessed to be able to call them my sons now. And also joined Instagram a couple months ago. Got a little over 400 followers. Just not quite feeling it. It seems like more of a place to sell your books maybe than anything else. I don't know. I'll give it a little more time. It's cool. I bought a book off of there and stuff, you'll see. So, but let's get started here with what you're here for, the book. So as you can see here, Daredevil 168. We all know what that is. First appearance of Electra. Appropriate book with Electra and Daredevil season 2 dropping on Friday. What I want to bring up regarding that is actually another book, and that would be, let me just open this up real quick here. There you go, comic fan. Hope you heard that. Is this book right here, Comics Journal, at number 58. This did come out 4 months prior to 168, and it is written by and drawn by Frank Miller, and it does predate the 168 by 4 months. So I'm not going to go as far as calling this their first appearance, but it is what you want to make it to be. And what else is cool, for those of you that collect books with ads in them, there's those 3 or 4 books that have the ads for Hulk 181. There's Rust that was out, that has the ad for Spawn #1 and whatnot. This book actually has there's New Teen Titans 2 and Star Wars 42 that predates the release dates of those books. So I kind of like that stuff. I'm not going to call it first appearances or break the bank for it, but I do enjoy that. So, all right. I want to show you these 2 books here. Marvel Premiere number 15 and 16. Obviously, we know first appearance of Iron Fist. People, Total Comic Mayhem, love that site. They call this the second appearance of Iron Fist. I'm not going to, if you look at, once again, I like Total Comic Mayhem, but you have to look at other sites too. InvestComics.com did a key issues of Iron Fist, as well as if you look at Comic Database or DB, they both tell you that this book is the second appearance of Iron Fist, which is the Deadly Hand of Kung Fu special album edition, which is kind of like an annual of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. It does predate 16, so this would technically be the second appearance of Iron Fist. So if you're into, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that series on Netflix. So, all right. Speaking of Electra, I should have shown this earlier, but this is Bizarre Adventures 28. What Bizarre Adventures is, it's a magazine. It starts with issue 27, I believe, and it's the continuation of Marvel Preview, the magazine that brings us I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm fighting a cold here. It's a magazine. The Marvel Preview is the magazine with the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, that sort of stuff. But this is an early Electra appearance. It's done by Frank Miller. It's her 4th appearance, and it's the first time that she's out of a Daredevil book. So kind of a key issue if you're an Electra fan. Here's another Comics Journal. Got to give a nod out to Joe Nip, K-N-I-P-P. He's a YouTuber that doesn't do any videos. I really wish you would, Joe. But I had a couple bitches ago, I had mentioned how I talked a lot about how I was high on Moon Knight. And I still really am bullish on that character. I think it's sky's the limit with that character. And he emailed me and said, Mike, if you like Moon Knight, are you familiar with this book right here? Comics Journal 54. And when I saw it, I immediately had to buy it because it's people can call Moon Knight the Marvel's answer to DC's Batman. And that's beautiful. Out of my way, old timer, and Moon Knight's just pushing Batman. So I thought that was really cool. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate that. Here's Marvel Preview that I just spoke of earlier. This is number 10. Beautiful Jim Starlin cover. Jim does the work on the Thor story, so can't suggest that enough. So love those kinds of things. People like Why Not Art, Matt Comic Hoarder 410, Mercenaut, Hero Hunter, all know about this kind of book. If you're an Underground fan or a Robert Crumb fan, this is one book that should go on your radar. It's American Splendor. This is number 1, the first print. They say Crumb does work on this, but it's only like 2 pages, I think, in this book. It's not very much, but just a very sought-after book. If you can find it, make sure it's a first print, and pick it up there. Yeah, there's Robert Crumb right there. So very happy to be able to have that in my collection. All right. Speaking of just iconic writers and artists and whatnot in this industry, as far as writers, to me, there's only the number 1 storyteller of this day and age in comics. There's only one in my view, and that's this gentleman right here, Alan Moore. Now, this is Warrior number 1. This has been a magazine I've been wanting to get for quite some time. It was only released in the UK. This is Alan Moore's first foray into V for Vendetta, as well as Marvel Man, which later became Miracle Man. So this is easily a $100 book on any given time. So if you're able to get that book, I would strongly suggest picking it up. All right, so moving along here. Speaking of Alan Moore, I'm very fortunate to be able to add this book to my collection. This is, speaking of the aforementioned Miracle Man or Marvel Man, this is issue number 15. This is The Death of Kid Miracle Man. This book at one time was easily a $100, $200 book. Now that Marvel has revamped and rebooted the Miracle Man series, it's lost its luster a little bit. Probably a $50 book now, but still $50 is a lot of money for a book, in my opinion. But like I said, this is Death of Kid Miracle Man. Alan Moore did the first 16 issues of the series of Miracle Man. Neil Gaiman finished the last 8 issues through 24, so 7 issues, whatever that is. So, all right, this book here, Matrix. I love recalled comics, error comics, rare comics, things of that nature. And there's a site on that a lot of us know is recallcomics.com. And they have a list of the recalled comics. There's not a lot of them. I think if you don't count the variants, there's about 28 or 29 of them. And this was one of them. Matrix. This was released prior to the Matrix movie. And once Warner Brothers released it and looked at it again, they thought it might be too mature for the people who would actually get their hands on this. So they recalled it. It's not an expensive book. You can probably find them on eBay for about $10, somewhere around there. But it's a nice book to have in your collection if you come across it. All right. Now, for other recall comics, oh, actually, this one here I want to do next. This is probably the newest recall comics that they just added a week or two ago to the list. This is Batman Bruce Wayne Murderer. Now, this is obviously a trade paperback. It was originally released in 2002 and then re-released in 2014. The way you can tell the 2002 is it doesn't have these reds right here. And so what you want to do is focus on the 2014 one, which is what they did is you can see that they list out all the names of the books that are listed here, but they omitted 2 of them. It's Gotham Central 29 and Detective 758, I believe. And they're missing on here also. So that's the way that you can tell, is to look for that. Just released, I think there's about 1,800 of those. Now, I paid $15. Not many people know about it. I can't believe it'll garner much attention. But there are some books that just really, really garner some attention and money. And there would be what I would call 3 holy grails, to me at least, of recalled comics. And I'm going to show you some of them if I can, that I was very fortunate enough to pick up here. The first one being Action Comics 869. This is the Recall beer one, the Crow beer. You can see that. These bottles, both these bottles say Crow beer, and then the corrected edition say, is it soda or pop on it? But they estimate there's 1,000 of these out in circulation still, and it goes for $50 to $80, somewhere around there, raw. So if you can find it, that's awesome. Now, this next one here, they at one time thought there was maybe 12 to 1,300 of them that were still in circulation, but now they're lowered that quite a bit to like 700-800. And that would be this book right here, Elseworlds 80-page giant. Now, this book was only released in the UK, and the reason that they recalled it is that there's a story in here where Super Baby crawls into a microwave and gets microwaved, and also when he's crawling around and checking things out, he's hungry, so he sucks on the tit of a cow. DC read this, literally had a cow, and recalled it. So the only way you could get these at one time was in the UK. Never was released in the US. When they corrected it, it became a 100-page giant. At one time, this was easily a $500 to $700 raw book. Now you can get it for about $150, $200 there. So very, very happy to have that. Now the last book is another Alan Moore book, and they claim 200 of these are in circulation. And that would be this book right here, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Book 5. This is the Marvel Douche Recall version. And right here, I can show it to you. I want to be very careful. What they do is they have these ads in the back, and I'm not sure if it was Alan Moore or Kevin O'Neill that put them in here, but they were actually real items. And this top one here on the left, Every Woman, if you see Marvel there, that's what you're looking for. The Marvel Douche, that's the recall one. America Best, when they actually went to print, they saw this and they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. If Marvel saw this, we're going to get into some trouble possibly. So they recalled them, changed it to Amaze, A-M-A-Z-E, douche, and went from there. This is about, I think there's one on eBay right now that's graded for about $750. So they're not cheap, they're not easy to find. So there's my 3 grails of recall books. Action 869, Elseworlds 80-page, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, number 5. So, all right, moving along. Here's Action Comics 845. This is want to bring this to your attention for a couple of reasons. It's the second print of the first, arguably the first appearance of Non, who shows up in the Supergirl series. He's the husband of Supergirl's aunt. And this is the second print. This second print is not easy to find. There's about 2,000 of these that were printed. So there was not a big number printed of these. So if you can find it, you know, they don't go for much. But I like finding those low print number things. So, all right. Did a trade with Marky some numbers on the end. And this is one of the 2 books that I received from him. This is the U.S. Post Office reprint of Action Comics number 1. So thank you so much. I'll show you the other book that I received from him in another BICH. So here's Action Comics 293. Iconic cover, early Supergirl appearance, early Comet appearance. So this is my second copy of Action Comics 521, first appearance of Vixen. Really loved what they did with that character on the Green Arrow show. This one here, I actually bought this in November, but since then, and I haven't made a video. Mercenant showed it, Y85 showed it, KKN Comics has shown it. I've known about this for quite some time. This is Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel. Small print run, really being pushed in the Marvel Universe, part of the Avengers. About a $25, $30 book right now. Next book here, I got to give a shout out to Super Joe Tail. I love his channel. Guy is criminally undersubbed. Please check him out if you can, if you're not familiar with him. Super Joe Tail. Love his way of collecting. And he's the one who brought this to my attention. I had to go out and find one. This is Mickey Mouse Meets the Air Pirates. Now, there was only 2 issues of this, 1 and 2. What it is that whoever, I can't remember who made this, but whoever made this did not have the rights to use Mickey Mouse, and this is not a Walt Disney favorite version. There's dope right there, there's swearing, a lot of Walt Disney-like things in that book. And Joe's right. So actually what they did is, they either were actually brought to court or threatened or felt they were going to be pulled into court. So they just stopped after issue 2. And Joe is right. If you look at eBay, everybody wants at least 150 to 200, 250 for raw copies of this book. And issue 2, it's just crazy. I got mine for 20. So very happy about that. And I guess, you can't have Walt Disney with Mickey without Donald, right? So the only other person I've seen show this book is Clint, Hero Hunter. This is DuckTales #1, the San Diego Comic-Con 8-bit exclusive variant, limited to 500. There's 2 of these on eBay right now, the last time I looked. They're both graded. One is signed, and they're asking $52,000. $52,000. The other one is a lot cheaper. It's real reasonable at $5,900. Granted, they'll never sell them at that price. But I did watch a auction of this end last week, and it sold for $335 plus shipping raw. So very sought after still, very pricey book. Extremely happy to have it in my collection. This is Aliens 1 from the original miniseries from Dark Horse. $20 book, I suppose. This was a trade I did with Undisputed Frost, Joe. Nice guy. Another person who's criminally undersubbed. If you can, please give him some subs and check his channel out. But this is the sketch version of the unimpressed Deadpool to all new X-Men 1. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate the trade. All-Star Comics 60. I do work on my runs. I love to complete runs. This is the last book I needed to complete the All-Star Comics from the revamped when it started at 58 and the first Power Girl till 74. So that is a series that is done, thankfully. All right, got some Amazing Spider-Mans here. This is the 1 in 25 Javier Peludo. Amazing Spider-Man #7 with Kamala Khan on the cover. This is the 1 in 10 Ramos cover to Amazing Spider-Man #4, the first Silk. Here is Amazing Spider-Man 49, an early Vulture and Kraven. Another early Kraven at number 47. Number 46, the first Shocker, first appearance of the Shocker. 43, which is the second appearance of Rhino, and the first full appearance of Mary Jane Watson. So, speaking of runs, now I do have a full run of Amazing Spider-Man from issue 41 until it ends on issue 700. So very, very happy about that. And I was able, this is the book I purchased off of Instagram. This is Amazing Spider-Man 31, the first appearance of Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy. So now with this book, I only need 28 issues to finish the complete series of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1. So slowly working at that. Finally found Avenging Spider-Man number 12 with Deadpool on the cover. So very, very happy about that. All right. I am a huge fan of this movie and this character. I kind of got into the new show on, is it Showtime? But Army of Darkness. This is issue number 1 of the mini-series. This is the first time Ash shows up in comics. I've always wanted this book. Every time I saw it at a comic shop, it was always $20 or so. Didn't want to spend that much. I mean, on eBay, it's still $35. Was able to find this for $7.50, so I was very happy about that. New Avengers number 5. This is the vampire variant. Avengers, the 1 in 18 Tron variant to number 7 with Spider-Woman. Speaking of variants and speaking of hot people, I don't think there's anybody hotter right now on the planet than Gabriel Del Otto. And this is the Avengers Assemble 1 in 50 to issue number 10. Just about a week ago, this is $40 to $50. Now it's easily over $100. So beautiful, beautiful copy. Just absolutely love it. Working on my Batman still. Just to refresh, I was fortunate enough last fall to finish a consecutive run of Batman from 200 until 713. So then I decided to work on Batman 144, which is the first 12-cent issue, until it ends. So these are some to fill that in. Here's issue 175. 164, this is kind of a key issue. This is the first time that the logo, bat logo on the uniform has yellow in it. So kind of cool there. 157 and 153, an early Batwoman appearance. So very happy to have that. And these two books, oh my God, I didn't think I'd get these for maybe ever. Here is Batman 155, first Silver Age Penguin. And 177, the first Silver Age Riddler. These are both VG copies. I mean, they've seen better days, but the staples are attached, covers attached, centerfolds are attached, all pages are there. So I couldn't ask for more than that. And now I have a consecutive run of Batman from 168 until it ends on 713. And I need 12 or 13 issues to finish from 144 until I end. So slowly working at it. Jason Todd, a couple of Jason Todds I picked up. This is Batman 638 second print with Jason on the cover there as Red Hood. And this is the Haha 1 in 10 variant to Batman and Robin 23 with Jason Wanted on the cover there. All right, here's Gene Ha variant 1 in 10 to Batman and Robin 19. Just love that cover. This is another cover. Man, it's not an expensive book. You can get it for cover. I think I got mine for $1.50, but I just never had it. I've always loved this. Finally was able to get it in my collection. This is Dark Knight number 3, the first appearance of White Rabbit. David Finch, beautiful, beautiful cover. So this is another book I'm happy. Man, when this book came out, I wanted it so badly. Tried a few people on YouTube to trade. Nobody wanted to trade. Finally tracked it down. It was about a $60 book at one time. I don't know. I think it's more like $40 now, maybe. But this is Batman Eternal, the Chad Hardwick cover to issue number 19 of the Euro. So beautiful, beautiful Harley Quinn there. Here's another book that I picked up from Undisputed Frost. This is the sketch variant to Batman Adventures 12 Comic-Con box variant. This is one, there was a person who had a few of these that I've talked to quite often, and I tried to work a deal to try to get one of them from him, and he just didn't want to do it or something. But anyways, I was able to find one finally. Batman Adventures Dangerous Dames and Demons, and this collects different Batman Adventure books. And it's about a $60 book, I suppose, on eBay right now. So very, very fortunate to have that in my collection. Here's another Batman Adventures. Oh my God, this is like a $100 book on eBay, easy. 80 to 100, easy. Batman Adventures 12, I guess you could call it a classic cover with Joker and Harley on the wedding cake. They're getting married. So here's a $60 book on eBay. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. You got obviously Batman Beyond. You got Joker. You got Harley Quinn. Enough there to make that a very wanted book. Another thing that I'm really into collecting is the Elseworlds. Elseworlds, if you're not really familiar with them, Elseworlds are the DC version of Marvel's What If. It's out of continuity. It's what if this did this, that sort of a thing. So here are some, and now what's funny about Elseworlds, there's actually more Elseworlds out there than there are Marvel What Ifs, even if you count series 1, 2, and the one-shots. There's more Elseworlds than there are What Ifs. So we're slowly chipping away at it. Here's Batman League of Batman number 1 and number 2. Here is Batman Mask by Mike Grell. Just a beautiful cover on that one. This one here, I can't suggest this one enough. I'm not going to go into it, but if you're a Batman Joker fan, I'd strongly suggest it's not an expensive book, but look for this book. You'd be surprised how great of a read this is. This is I, Joker. So here's this one here. Oh my God, this one is one of the more popular ones. It's been a while. I've wanted this for quite some time. You know, I didn't want to spend 20, 30 bucks on it. I paid 15. I was okay with that. This is Batman Darkest Night. It's What If Batman donned the Green Lantern ring. So pretty cool read if you're not familiar with it. Now this next 3 books are what ifs. It's single issues can go to 50 bucks. A set of the 3 can easily go over 100. I've known about this for quite some time. Hard book to find. Superman Red Sun. This is what if Superman crashed in Kansas, crashed in Russia instead of Kansas, grows up to become the dictator of Russia. Interesting read. It's by Mark Millar. So there's issue 2 and issue 3. Very, very sought after. So, all right. Black Panther number 23, which is a Michael Turner cover, one of my favorite artists. Another one of my favorite artists, Adi Granov. This is Black Widow Deadly Origin number 2. This is the white costume variant. So beautiful. I love the white. I think the other one is red. So very happy. Just love the white against that. So this one, if you're a Phantom Stranger fan, this one might be interest to you. This is Books of Magic number 1. This is the first Tim Huntress as Phantom Stranger. So like I said, if you're a Phantom Stranger fan, you might want Books of Magic number 1. 3 left, guys. Brave and the Bold number 87. Batman, Wonder Woman, groovy 1970s cover there that I just love. So I thought I would show that real quick. Here's another book that I got from Undisputed Frost. This is the Comic Con box. The Suicide Brave and the Bold cover there. Very cool. And this is Brightest Day Zero, the 1 in 50 variant by Ivan Rice. Now, the reason I'm pointing this book out is that if you watched Flash, Death Watch made his appearance in there, and people were calling Brightest Day 10 his first appearance. It is his first full appearance, I'll give it that, but he does show up in this book right here. It's like in a dream or a premonition form. But he does show up in Zero. So if you can find Zero, that is his first true cameo or whatever you want to call it. These are dirt cheap. I bought the 1 in 50 ship for 10 bucks. So it's not expensive by any means. So, and that's where I'm going to end it now. So this is Vin Cruz saying thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Please thumbs up, thumbs down. I know it's been a while. Maybe you guys forgot who I was and that sort of thing. I'll try to get some more videos out on a regular basis. I got probably another 200 books right now I'd like to show, but we'll go from there. Thank you so much.